Hey, I am live. I am live. And let's see. I know we've had Mama Linda Peterson in here. We have had Katie Spirit in here. Rachel with Brazos Valley Soaps has been in here. And Piggy's trying to get in, y'all.
Hey, I'm in.
He made it. All right. If there's anybody in here besides Piggy, I'm going to let you know now. There will be no trivia tonight. I was not feeling well yesterday. Had severe back problems. Pain. Yeah. She was in here about 30 minutes ago. I know that. Mama Linda went to lay down. So she may be back in. She may not before I go off. I don't know.
Hey, she showed up.
She showed up. That's what matters, y'all. Even if you're only in here for a minute or two, it means you showed up. You said hi. And, but like I said about yesterday, my back was hurting really bad yesterday, and I was numb as far as feeling, you know how your foot feels when it goes to sleep and you have that tingly sensation? Well, I had that from my neck all the way down to the bottom of my feet yesterday. So I was having a hard time getting around. It didn't stop me, and it didn't stop me from fixing supper for me and Piggy last night. And I fixed a dang good supper. Hey, Scott, rambling with the brooms. And I fixed a good supper last night. We had cube steak, cream potatoes, pinto beans, and collard greens. It was good. So how are you doing, Scott? You getting ready for the cruise next month? Oh, that's something I've always wanted to do is go on a cruise, but I don't. Well, I mean, when I was younger, like in my 20s, I actually wanted to work on a cruise ship when I was in my 20s. But as I got older, I said, nah, I can't swim, so there's no reason for me to want to be out on the ocean anywhere. Just in case, because I'd be fish food. So yeah, I just not really into doing the cruises anymore. And I'm sure that would be fun to do. It's just, excuse me. I got my love of wanting to go on a cruise by watching the Love Boat. Yeah, I said, nah.
They didn't really show the true deal because they had a lot of space, wasn't crowded.
Yeah.
There were people, but you wouldn't almost elbow to elbow like I've seen a lot of examples here lately.
Yeah. I've got a friend that she and her husband go on a cruise pretty much every year. Once or twice a year anyway. Usually they go in September. I think somewhere down either to the Bahamas or they go to Mexico or somewhere like that. I'm not sure. I don't know if they get to go this year. Her husband's in the hospital. He's possibly going to have surgery. Scott said, yes, they are looking forward to the cruise. Now, if I were going to go on one, it would be to the Alaskan one. I love the idea of seeing the whales and everything up off of Alaska. But I'm just not big on going on cruises. Now, if I do go on a cruise, it will be a day cruise locally up here on the river. Though I'll be honest with you, I really wouldn't mind going on that Mississippi River cruise. That would be nice. And if we had an RV, we could go on the barge cruise. That's where you take and put your RV on the barge and you go down the river or up the river, however they do it. But it's like a little RV community on a barge. Indiana Chris, hello.
Indiana.
And again, we're not doing trivia tonight. Again, I was not feeling good last night. to sit here and do the trivia, and then I didn't get up until after 3 o'clock this afternoon. I was tired and hurting. So y'all just stuck with listening to me talk and see the pretty kitty.
Darla.
That's Darla. Here's my ghost kitty. You've heard me call her Sneezer. Hi, Melinda. Welcome in, my darling.
Linda.
Keep watching #cruise. Yeah. Yeah, I know Miss Linda said that she wasn't going to be able to go on the cruise after all because of her health. I know she was really looking forward to it, but sometimes life happens and we have to change plans. You going to tell everybody hi, Darla? They're looking at you. Yeah, they're looking at you. #cruising Alaska. Okay. I'll have to keep track of that one. Let's see. Piggy and I have had a week this week. We've taken her up there to daycare every day and brought her home. And then we bought gas this week. And car seems to be running better on this gas we're putting in it now.
Premium.
We're using that Premium Plus, which is Premium plus 2 different detergents. So using that, it costs a little more than the regular, but the time we buy the gas treatment and pay for the gas, it's running the same cost anyway. Yeah. Mama Linda's a good lady. Katie says Montgomery has cruises on the Alabama River. Well, see, now I didn't know about that. I used to live in Alabama, and I never heard about that. Now, I do know that they had the barges running down the Tennessee River and everything. Yep, Darla is Sneezers. She has many nicknames. Her name is Darla. She is called Darling Darla, Dee Dee, Sneezers, Ghost Kitty, my baby. Piggy gave her the name Darling Darla and Ghost Kitty. He originally named her Darling, and then for some reason we called her Darling Darla, and then Darla stuck. Johnny Small Pepper, welcome in.
Johnny Small Pepper.
I am feeling better in my back. I tell you, it's just getting older, Johnny. That's all it is for me. My body decides it has certain areas it wants to work on at a time. Darla, quit stepping on my mouse. She said, "Well, Mama, I'm a kitty. I step on mice." No, you just want to be a pain and you want to be loved on. And you can't go over there to the daddy and let him pet you. But yeah, she's one of our babies. Then Fancy has nicknamed Fancy Pants or Fancy Pantsy or Fishy Fancy or Fancy Fish, either one, because she likes to catch fish out of the pond. Then we have Gray, and his name is Gray, Grayson, and Loverboy, and Fat Cat, because he is a fat cat.
Boy here lately.
Yeah. Yeah, he weighs like 14 pounds, roughly. And then, of course, Tank is Tank and Little Man. We've given them all so many different names. It's a miracle they know their name, but they actually answer to pretty much all of them. I know Darla will answer to Sneezers, Darla, and Dee Dee very well. Yes, he is, Chris. Yes, he is. And Johnny has a great channel of his own. He really does. Yeah, she's over sneezing again. She gone over to the pig.
Don't crawl.
She's over there clawing Piggy's arm, wanting petting. She might want out, I don't know. For her to have stayed inside all winter long, I mean from like October through March, April, something like that. It might have went out maybe for 10 minutes at a time, just to walk out the door and turn around and walk out mostly. When warm weather hit, and I didn't mean when warm weather hit, she has been outside more than in. Oh, wait. I was telling when I first come in what we had for supper last night. We had cube steak, cream potatoes, pinto beans, and collard greens. I gave Piggy the option of cube steak or pork chops. And he looked at me and smiled. He said, "Gravy?" I said, "Yeah." So we also had the gravy. He ate the gravy. I didn't. But so that's what we had for supper last night. And then Piggy got up this morning before I did. Like I said, I didn't get up to 3 o'clock today. And oh, since I knew I wasn't going to do a trivia, I told Piggy, I said, I'm going to get on there. I'm not going to be on very long. I might only be on for about 30 minutes or so. Yeah. Now, see, I don't like the cold, but I can't handle the hot either. I was told years ago, and I didn't mean years ago, well, over close to 20, I want to say close to 25 years ago, that because of the way my system was with the diabetes and the neuropathy and everything, I cannot tolerate extreme cold and I cannot tolerate extreme heat. It affects my system. So I have to be in what we call moderate. And when they say moderate, the doctor actually told me that anything colder, basically, than 35 degrees, I'm to stay out of if possible or be bundled up very well. Anything over 85 degrees, I really need to have air conditioning and fan on me if I'm out in it. So that's why I don't go outside very much. I stay inside. We get out. I go into an air conditioned car, and I go into air conditioned buildings when I get done or get out of a car. But I try not to be out in extreme heat because my body just can't tolerate it. I can be out there maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and Piggy will tell you I start drooping. I do start drooping. Melinda said, good gravy. Yep. Piggy thought it was, I guess, because he ate it. I used the drippings and everything off of the cube steak where it had the brown, I guess the brown crumbs and stuff in the skillet that cooked off. I used that for my gravy. Chris at 70 degrees is my number. It has got to the point, y'all, that I can go outside now and it will be 80 degrees and I will be freezing. And if I'm sitting at 82 or 84, I'm fine. But anything 80 down to 60, I'm freezing. Well, actually, on down, I freeze. But then there's times when the hot flashes hit that
she dang near drives me out to bed.
Piggy used to be what we call the furnace. He was my wintertime furnace, my heater, and now middle of winter, 50 degrees in the house or cooler, and I'd be out underneath the cover, covered in sweat because of the heat.
Blowing on her, no covers on her.
Yeah, middle of winter.
Less than 60 degrees in there.
Yeah. And now during the summertime, it kills me because the hot flashes.
All right, Chris. Hopefully we'll be here when you get back. If not, good seeing you.
All right, Chris. Have a good evening. I'll probably be off here in about 14, 15 minutes. So if you're back by then, fine. If not, we'll see you later. Hey, Sappy. Welcome in, darling. Let's see. What else we got going on? I'm trying to think, y'all. I really am trying to think. My thinker done thunk out. Uh, yeah, Melinda. Growing up, I never had air conditioning myself. Um, so we had a window fan. So I was used to the outside air, circulating, and being outside didn't bother me. And I was outside all the time. 90-degree weather, 100-degree weather. It didn't bother me. As a kid, I was out. It didn't bother me. And as an adult, going in, working it, and I could still go outside and it didn't bother me. But it's like since I had my surgery, I can't do it no more. Hey, Josie, welcome in, dear. Well, Kathy, I tell you, I have a hard time, but I can get warm in cold weather, actually. And that's due to the hot flashes. That and the fact that I wear my socks and I make sure I have all my heaters on. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in, darling. I know where you and Aaron are, it stays kind of warm out there. Amazing Grace, welcome in.
Amazing Grace. Do I know that one?
I don't know.
Teresa. Aaron Piggy said, Aaron!
Well, Aaron was in here a while ago. I'm pretty sure he was. Or I was saying things.
She said, you're a great cook.
Well, thank you.
Trust me, she is.
Oh, Aaron's been sending me a message on the Facebook. Okay. He commented on one of my posts on Facebook yet from yesterday. Hi, Rachel. Welcome in, dear. Ooh, 99 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot. All right. I think she might want out, Dad.
I think she does.
Darla's back over at the piggy, climbing up on his leg, propped up.
She's on the arm right there.
Oh, I thought she was on your leg.
No, she's been on my leg. I've been going, ow, 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 ow.
She don't know how to control her claws very well when it comes to us. Okay. Piggy Amazing Grace says she watches all the videos.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yeah, I saw where I actually hit 2170.
One of those. Wish that man was shut up in the background.
Hi. Piggy's one of those that I couldn't do it without him now. I really couldn't. He washes me dishes. He chops my food for me on occasion.
But does she watch the piggy? Or listen to the piggy, I should say, because there ain't much piggy on video.
Oh, I love the old dog trot houses.
Hey, Joe!
I would love to have one of the old dog trot houses. Those are so nice. But if I had one, I'd have to have a screen at each end, though. Kind of screen.
Oh, yeah, Rachel. They'll bite you. They'll claw you. They'll get in your way. They'll get in your face.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the old dog trot houses. I love them.
What?
Dog trot houses.
Dog trot?
They're called dog trot houses. You have one section of the house here. It's got usually the living room, kitchen area. Then you have like a little porch, and then you have the other section of the house here and it's usually got like the bedrooms and stuff in there. And then you have like a little porch in between the bedrooms and the living room and all that. That's why I said I'd have to have screen at both ends to kind of keep the bugs out. But it's
You have to show me one.
Okay. You lost all your social media? Oh no.
Lord, honey, what happened?
I follow you on the TikTok.
All right, what'd you do to piss them off?
I hope no, I'm not promoting TikTok on YouTube, but anybody that has TikTok, I hope y'all know that as of September, you have a choice to go to what they're calling M, which is the new American TikTok, or going black on it because it's going to be black screen, I think. I don't know if it's going to start in September or if it's just going to shut off completely. But I've been hearing like from September to May or September to March or something like that. You have until then to get everything transferred over to M. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. Says apparently there was a mass ban and she was one of them. Their AI went rogue. Oh no. Mama Linda got put off of Facebook. Oh wow. Yeah, it's supposed to be something called, it's either M or M2. It You find it on the Play stores, whatever one you're on. Um, but I would say search it because there's a lot of content creators on the TikTok talking about it. And if I happen to see one, Rachel, I will tag you in it uh, because I do follow you on TikTok. And the reason it is being called M is because it is by Meta. M for Meta. So, yeah. And it will be only for Americans. On M, you will not be able to associate or follow anybody on regular TikTok or anybody from outside of the United States. Oh wow. Tina, Rainy Ridge, welcome in. Howdy, hun.
Dana! Where's that Blicky?
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling about earlier, I'm not going to be on very long tonight. I don't have any trivia tonight because I wasn't feeling it yesterday, and I didn't get up in time today to do it. Yeah, that's who I follow. Junebug Mercantile, I do.
I must make sure I find that.
What, Junebug Mercantile on TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guarantee if you see her posting when I say posting, I mean pinning, I guess I should say, the butterflies, and she has a lot of the butterfly and moth videos. I love them. Then he said we left her home. Laugh out loud. Oh man, you didn't go outside? I thought you went outside. My back is feeling much better today. My throat not so much. It feels like I can't hardly swallow. I'm actually eventually glad to get it checked out because I get choked pretty much every time I eat. And yesterday I was eating cantaloupe, and not to gross anybody out, but I don't know if you've ever done it. I was eating cantaloupe, and y'all, I had to sneeze it out my nose or blow it out my nose because somehow it got hung in my throat. And when I was coughing it up, it went up my sinuses, and I had to blow it out my nose. Yeah, Rachel, I noticed that. But hey, that's okay. You're doing what you love doing. And I know Junebug Mercantile is you. I've seen both puppies on there. Yeah, my throat's been bothering me for a while. I'm eventually, like I said, gonna have to have it checked out. It just, I'm one of these. I hate going to the doctor because I don't have a regular doctor. So when I go, I usually have to go to the emergency room, and it's a case of you dread hearing anything when you go.
Rachel, I know that's right. Happened every time, all 3 times I've left this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Piggy's got choked. Like he said when he's left. I know the two with me. It's like he would start coughing, then just he fell out, and it was bad. Oh no! I like I said, I follow you on both of my. I've got 2 TikTok accounts, and I follow you on both of them. I'm pretty sure I do anyway. I know they don't have any answers. They want to get you hooked on all these medications that the side effects are worse than what you're going through. So that's one reason I don't like going. I just don't like doing it.
You're right about that, Rachel, because they all about now is getting kickback from pharmaceutical companies.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing the BS. Well, Rachel, I'd been happy to stay the first time I was gone, but God had other ideas.
Yeah. Ginger, hey darling.
Tina, they got the answers, but to get the kickbacks, they can't give them to you. Ginger!
Yeah, I do. I actually have 2 TikTok accounts. I have one on one phone and one on the other one. And it was because I couldn't remember the password. You get my Gatorade for me, Piggy.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time swallowing.
I can do that.
Hey, Avid, welcome in.
Avid!
Yeah. Yeah, I missed doing trivia tonight, but I told Piggy, I said, I'm going to go live for at least half an hour. If I don't, I'm going to try to go a little longer if I can, but with my throat bothering me, having a hard time talking. And I got to figure out something to fix Piggy. Well, Piggy ate supper. He ate leftovers for supper. All right, Rachel, you have a good evening, darling. We love you.
Bye, Rachel.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
oh. Yeah, Tina, I have 2 YouTube accounts, and I haven't touched one in well over 6 months, and I need to get in there and make a posting on it. Well, cool, I'll have to check it out. I haven't been on here very often today, the past few days, actually. Kathy said give you scratches for her. Okay, she's liking the scratches, Kathy. Oh, yeah, her likes that. She's determined for scratches. Yeah, well, leftovers were from supper. It was cube steak, he had cube steak, pinto beans, and gravy tonight. Um, Last night we had cube steak with gravy and cream potatoes, pinto beans, and collard greens. And it was a good supper. It took it out of me to cook it, but Piggy was nice enough that he had everything set up like I asked him to set up in there, and had my stool so where I could use both cooktops. And Pozole con pollo. Well, that sounds good. Is that chicken and hominy? Because I know pollo is chicken, and I'm thinking pozole is hominy. I could be wrong.
Ginger, they usually are, but I've run across some things that video like a video. Not about. I saw one come up. I've got to watch it. About how you cut meat.
Oh, that sounds good too. Leftover Jamaican jerk chicken wings.
Sounds interesting.
Girlfriend, I don't know what you're doing over there, but you're going to be shutting me down here in a minute. She's over here giving herself a bath on top of my mouse and mouse pad. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'll show you something. Come here, man. I don't know if y'all have ever seen him before. I've never been able to get him on camera. This is Tank.
Y'all see that big old head?
This is the youngest of all of our kitties. His name is Tank. He's also known as Little Man.
He's my boy.
Yeah. He was the one that was gone
11 days.
For 11 days and came back. Okay, what I understand about the crown things, Kathy, is that it's just something that they're doing that shows who interacts on the live streams, doing most of the commenting. It's to encourage interaction on the chat, and there should be a little thing at the top of the chat that you can click on, and it tells you who's in first place, second place, third place, and all that. Or maybe that's just on mine. I don't have YouTube pulled up. I'm on, Restream. Yeah, I've said it's a YouTube thing. Yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. It's from everything I've read about it. It has to do with encouraging, basically, competition in chat to see who's the top chatter, who's the or the top interactor, or whatever on the chat. Honestly, I can't figure out what it does other than give you crowns. It ain't like you can cash them in for nothing or anything like that. So I don't know. Yeah, Melinda, that's it. Who's first, basically? First, second, third, and oh. Oh, me. Yeah, I'm about to lose my voice. I feel like it anyway. And I'm trying to think of what I'm going to eat for supper. I honestly don't know what I want for supper. I had canned ravioli for lunch. And I call it lunch because I didn't get up till 3 o'clock this afternoon. And it's done too late for breakfast by then.
YouTube thing, first.
Who's first? Yeah, it's people who comment. In comments, they get crowns.
Oh.
Yeah, have you not seen it on yours for your?
No.
Oh.
I check notifications and check the comments I get from notifications. That's it.
It's on live streams only, Piggy. It should be, if you see people's names, there might be a little crown beside them.
Yeah.
On the live stream with a number by it.
Okay.
And that's what it's about, what they're talking about. Yeah, it's a YouTube thing. Yeah, I don't pay no attention to it myself because I don't want anybody to be in competition. I want you to comment on something that you really want to comment on, or if I'm doing the trivia, guess on the trivia.
I think what it is kind of an extrapolation of that everybody gets a trophy thing.
Yeah.
I think it's silly myself.
Yeah. I mean, now, if they're going to let you collect crowns and cash it in for something, fine. But if it's just to see who's first or second,
who gives a crap?
Yeah, and the thing about it is, unless the host is actually on YouTube, and I mean the YouTube screen, they can't see the crowns. They can't see any of that. Like if you're on Restream or StreamYard, you can't see it.
Like I said, everything come up on theirs.
Yeah.
That haven't done me live lately.
So what state are you all from? I am in Cali, but grew up in Eastern Kentucky.
We live in Northwest Georgia.
All right, here's you one, Amazing Grace. I was born in Alabama, moved to West Kentucky, particularly Paducah, Kentucky, when I was 17, I think it was 1987 anyway. Moved there in 1987, lived there for 15 years, moved back to Alabama to the Mentone area, lived there for 9 years, then moved to Northwest Georgia, to the Chatsworth area. My aunt and uncle bought a home in Dalton, and then I moved there, and then I met Piggy and moved to where I'm living now. So, been all over. And Piggy was born in California, moved at a very early age to Northwest Georgia, and he's been here pretty much ever since, except for when he went to basic training and was in the military. Then when he was in the Marine Corps, he was back out in Cali.
29 pounds.
Yep. He was out there, almost 4 years? And came back home to Northwest Georgia, and he's been here pretty much ever since. Girlfriend, find you somewhere else to sit down and take a bath. It ain't like you ain't got 1,500 spots in this house that you like to hide. Yeah, I was born and raised in Jackson County, Alabama. Then when my mom remarried, we moved to Huntsville and lived there for about 4 or 5 months. And then we moved to Morgan County, Alabama, where I lived for...
And it says Missouri here, still on the same farm I grew up on.
That's amazing right there.
It is.
Yeah.
It would have been great to have that kind of stability growing up.
Mm-hmm. Linda said, never lived anywhere except Texas, moved around this state a lot, but I'm Texas homegrown. Yeah, the only reason I moved to Kentucky...
Shoot, Melinda. Texas is pretty much a country in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason we moved to Kentucky was my granddad lived up there. And y'all, this is a story in and of itself. My mom has an older brother and a younger sister by her dad. Yeah, by her mom and dad, I should say. And she's got 3 younger sisters through her mom, and she's got 2 younger brothers through her dad. Okay, that's just the basics. Oh, cool. But my granddad left when my mom was 2. Her brother was 3, she was 2, and my aunt was 1. And things happened between him and my grandmother that, according to him and according to what my grandmother said, she told him he looked better leaving than he did coming to order, and he left. And he moved on with his life. He moved to Tennessee and met someone and remarried, and they had 2 boys. And he from there he moved with her family, her mom and dad and brothers and sisters. They all moved to Chicago, and he lived there for a while, and then he moved down to Kentucky. And after all those years, after about 30 something years, uh, my mom actually was able to get in touch with him. She had written him a letter a long time ago, wound up in the dead letter files. And one of the postmasters was going through the dead letter files, and they saw the name, and they happened to recognize the name because he was on one of their mail carrier routes. And they asked him about it and asked him if he knew somebody with that name, and he said, "That sounds like my daughter's name." So they gave him the letter, and that was how he and my mom got back in touch together. Hey, Mike, welcome in. Checking in from the campground. I'm feeling some better. My back is not hurting. Isn't hurting like it was. The numbness is gone right now. I have like a little scratchy throat, but feels like I'm losing my voice. But I'm going to try to go through as long as I can. But yeah, so my mom was, let's see, I was 16. I was in my junior year in high school, so I think I was 16.
Near where? Going out bombs?
Possible. But yeah.
Amazing Grace, you got a cabin in or near Big Bear?
But like I said, that was the only reason we had moved to Kentucky, was so that my mom and I could get to know my granddad. My grandmother had passed away in 1977. My stepdad passed away in 1986. We moved to Kentucky in 1987, and we lived there until November of 2002, when we moved back to Alabama. And then we lived there in the Mentone area of Alabama until, or I should say I did, until my mom passed away in February of 2010. And I stayed there until March of 2011, technically. And then I moved in with my aunt and uncle here in Georgia. And the reason I wasn't given an option, well, I had two options. I could either move in with my aunt and uncle here in Georgia or my aunt and uncle in Alabama. Because, and I've talked about this before, and a lot of you know, a lot of you may not know, I had become suicidal after my mom died. And I went to a psychiatrist, and therapists had to come to realizations of what was going on. I was diagnosed as a major depressive. And because my family was concerned about me, they gave me two options. One, move in with my Aunt Ruth and Uncle Wayne, or move in with my Aunt Elsie and Walter. And Aunt Elsie looked at me, she said, "There's no choice, you're moving in with me and Walter." And I said, "Okay." And that was God's planning, because had I moved in with my Aunt Ruth and Uncle Wayne, I would have never met Piggy. And by living with my Aunt Elsie, I met Piggy because we are close.
Yeah, we met on, what was that called?
It was called meetme.com. Not meetme.com, was it? No.
Yeah, it was Meet Me.
Yeah, meetme.com.
I had a helicopter as a profile pic, and she hit me up.
Yeah. Amazing Grace says, "I'm near a town called Lake Arrowhead."
Heard of it.
Amazing Grace, all right, I am doing much better. Through the grace of God, I got the help I needed, because He led me to the help I needed. He let me understand that there was something wrong, that I needed to talk to my doctor. And I explained to my doctor what was going on, and he told me to go and sign myself in to a psychiatric facility to get help. Well, when I went, it was over a holiday weekend. They were full. And I didn't mean full. Had no beds. And made me sign some paperwork. And I was lucky that my landlords, the wife, She was a counselor. And I told her what was going on and explained. And I had to go through and talk with her.
Katie Spirit, I can relate. I don't have bipolar disorder, but separating myself from toxicity blood-wise is a good thing.
Yeah. And Piggy will tell you, I had an episode last year with my depression, a major episode. It was right after Charlie died. And for those of you who don't know Charlie, who Charlie is or who Charlie was, he was our puppy dog, but he was my constant companion for like 9 years. Constant companion. If I was anywhere in this house, he was right there with me. And it hit me hard. Now, I lost the kitty cats. And I've gotten through that. That hadn't affected me that badly. It affects me, don't get me wrong, because I've lost a baby, my fur babies. But Charlie hit me deep. And Piggy had to basically just tell me, snap out of it, and give me the facts of life on things. And I had to sit back and understand, I've got to get out of this funk, because I was headed in that same spiral that I headed in after my mom died. Yes, he is. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be here today without him, because God's carried me through a lot of bad stuff. He carried me through the depression, the suicidal thoughts, which that was the second one. The first one was when I was a teenager. But he's carried me through the cancer. He's carried me and Piggy both through his surgery. And it's a case of I have all faith and trust in God, and I will go there with that, because that's how I'm here today. Oh, I understand. There's a lot of my family I don't associate with. If I am connected to any of my family through Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, then I'm connected to them. If I'm not, I don't have nothing to do with them much. Mama Bear Christine, hello, my darling. But yeah,
Mama Bear!
Toxic family is something else. And I'll be honest with you, the only family I do keep in touch with is on my mom's side. I don't have a relationship much with anybody on my biological father's side. And as far as that goes, I am an only child of my mom and my biological father. She says, I'm recovering from massive stroke. Prayers to you. I know a lot of people that have been through the stroke, been through having strokes, and that's hard to do. You take it one day at a time and get through it. Teresa Jukowitz, hello, my darling. That it is, Melinda, that it is. And that's why when I'm not feeling good or have really rough days, I'll put out there requests and prayer, because I have a hard time getting through otherwise. Yesterday, I was bent double trying to walk through and do stuff, and that was my back messing up. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. My mom never had a stroke, so she didn't have to relearn how to speak, but to walk and swallow, she did, because she had been in the hospital so many times and had uh, the breathing tube inserted so many times. Then she was bedbound for so long, and she had to relearn how to walk after she broke her hip. But I truly understand. It's hard. It really is. Hi, Neil. Welcome in.
Damn. Yeah, but she went through her little trouble last year. Dang, how long has it been?
It's been a little over a year because Charlie died June of last year.
I basically put my foot up her butt and got her over it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
It took me I improved daily. It took me time. But, yeah, Piggy basically laid the law down to me. And, that's what I needed. I needed that. I can't call it harshness because it wasn't being harsh. He was being truthful and honest. I needed that. I needed that eye opening to get me out of that funk.
Part of reality, part of life. Deal with it.
Yeah. And
it's like disciplining children. It's like the Bible says, you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
That's it.
In other words, you don't whoop that butt, they ain't gonna learn nothing. And then they're gonna be something harder to deal with when they're older.
Yeah. So, I've been open and honest about that. And oh, thank you. Basically, what I do is home cooking. Now, there are some things I'll do that might seem a little fancier than home cooking, but that's because I like to experiment with recipes.
She does.
And this next week, I will probably be doing some experimenting on desserts that I found recipes for.
Because that's right, Katie Spirit. You're exactly right. They know, but people like to coddle others so much that the lazy part of it says, hey, I do this, I'll get attention. So they take advantage of that and it gets worse.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'll be trying to experiment with some desserts this coming week. I've got to go get the ingredients I need because the 28th is my birthday, and then Piggy's birthday is in August. And
yeah, I turned the big 6-0 this time.
He does. So I'm trying to figure out a good dessert for him for his 60th birthday.
Carrot cake and very crisp.
He wants 2 or 3 different kind of.
Nutter butter banana pudding.
I don't know if y'all heard everything he's listed, but he said carrot cake, lemon berry crisp, and nutter butter banana pudding.
Y'all talk about rich and decadent.
Oh, that's true, Kathy. That is true. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, you're talking about toxic people in my toxic family.
You got that right, Kate Spirit.
I have an aunt here in Georgia, the one I lived with. I have not seen her or talked to her since 2019. February 2019, to be exact. The reason being, she moved in with her daughter, her youngest daughter, and her youngest daughter doesn't like me. Now, this cousin of mine, she called the law on her sister. She either called the law or threatened to call the law because she came to visit her mother there where they were at. Now, take into account, my aunt owns the property and the home that they're living in. It is my aunt's property. It's not belonging to my cousin. Now, she lives there, so she has that going for her, that she lives there. That is her residence. But my aunt owns it. And yet my cousin can't go see her mom because her sister threatened to call the law on her. And I know that because she doesn't like me, if I were to try to go over there and see my aunt, she'd call the law on me. I was friends with my aunt on the Facebook. She blocked me because she controlled my aunt's Facebook and everything else. She controls the phone number of where anybody can get in touch with my aunt. And the only ones that she allows to get through are the ones that can get through. That is my aunt and uncle from Alabama, and that is the oldest sister and the brother. They're the only ones that she'll let call and talk to them. If it's anybody from uh, the middle daughter's family, no. If it's any of the cousins, pretty much no. So I gave up. As a matter of fact, tomorrow is my aunt's birthday. And I will do as I do every year on Facebook and wish her a happy birthday, knowing she will not see it unless her oldest daughter shows it to her.
Pig looking cake?
Oh, yeah, there's a pig looking cake out there.
Well.
Oh, hummingbird cake. I want to make one of those, and I think I may.
I ain't never heard of a pig looking cake. Were they thinking of me?
I don't know, but I've seen it, and it's good. It looks good. Yep, Kathy, that's it. You get out and you trust the process.
Ah!
Hi, Buck. Yeah, Teresa. Well, I don't know that they would say senior abuse because my aunt was in a state where she couldn't even hardly walk when she moved in there. And my cousin's oldest child, her daughter, has helped my aunt to where she's able to get around. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Piggy and I made an attempt to buy my aunt's home. We asked her daughter, her oldest daughter, if she would talk to my aunt to see if she would be willing to sell it to us, and that if she would, knowing that she wants to go back to her other, because she owns two places. She owns a trailer and property, and she owns a house, on a lot. She is living in the trailer with my cousin, and she's wanting to go back home to the house. Well, Piggy and I had told I had told my cousin that Piggy and I would like to buy the property if possible, buy that home, and that if my aunt wanted to, that we would be willing to bring her in and live with us, and she could live with us for the rest of her life.
We got told no, and that house sits there and rots.
Yeah. The yard is overgrown. The house sits there and rots, and my aunt refused to sell the house to us, even knowing that
I don't think she actually refused.
I don't know that it was even offered. Good night, Tina.
See you, Tina.
But so that was a case of you put out the effort because I was trying to help her. She would have gotten the money for the house because the house is paid for. It has no bank note on it. It would have been clear money for her, which her oldest daughter, I think, takes care of her money for. She would have been able to have done anything she wanted to have done. And like I said, she could have lived with us.
But then she wouldn't have had access to the money that she gets taken care of.
Yeah.
If you could call what she does taking care of.
That's what sometimes you have to do it, Kathy. You really do. Yeah, Melinda. That's why I don't talk about my Aunt Elsie a lot. I love her. She's my mom's full-blooded sister. She was the one that's her birthday. Like I said, is tomorrow. My mom's birthday is the 26th. Now this is funny. My mom was born July the 26th, 1946. My aunt was born July the 20th, 1947. No. I get back. My mom was born July the 26th, 1947. My aunt was born July the 20th, 1948. My uncle was born in 46. They were all right there together, basically. But anyway, my mama used to think my aunt was older than her because her birthday came before hers. But it's weird. Oh, yeah, Kathy, there's a lot of that goes on. Yeah, Melinda, they can. But anyway, my Aunt Elsie, I love her dearly. I would love to see her. I'd love to talk to her. But
more to life than money.
Yeah, but I'm not going to argue with somebody to be able to do that. I'm not going to force myself on somebody that does not want me there. I'm not putting myself through it. I'm not putting Piggy through it. And it is a case of when the time's right and if God thinks knows that I need to do that, then I will be able to. But
I
until
ain't say
then,
it, but her aunt brought a lot of that on herself.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I love my aunt, but yeah, I have one aunt that I talk to, and that is my Aunt Lois. She lives in Alabama. Um, my Uncle Wayne, which was my mom's brother-in-law, he was married to my Aunt Ruthie. I haven't talked to him in a while, um, but we used to go and see him after my Aunt Ruthie died. I've got my Uncle Peyton and Aunt Shirley live in Alabama, and I haven't talked to them probably since 2018, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it's kind of case of phone calls go two ways, and a lot of times when you call, you can't get a hold of somebody. That's fine. Well, they've got all of my numbers, and they know I'm on all this other, and they know how to get in touch with me. So I don't worry about it. I understand, Melinda. Believe me, I understand. Sometimes you learn things out about family that you really didn't want to know. Well, yeah, I've been on here right at an hour. My throat's giving me fits. And hopefully next week we'll have trivia. Don't have trivia, we might have birthday cake. Who knows? Because my birthday, see, Saturday, next Saturday will be my mama's birthday. And Monday, following that, the 28th, will be my birthday. So may have all sorts of cake. We never know what we're going to be doing on Saturday nights anymore. But I thank all of you that came in and have stuck around with me. I've enjoyed it. I'm tired. And I've enjoyed talking with all of you. So please know I love you. I thank of you. Thank the world of all of you. And thank you so much for watching the videos and commenting and just spending time with us. And don't forget Piggy's live tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Piggy's Piddles channel. So we hope to see you then. And going to tell you good night.